My name is Naomi. I've been married for 6 years. I'm pregnant with our third child. When my husband found out about the pregnancy, he said, "I hope it's a boy this time. Make sure you bring one out," as he stroked my belly. Life was full of happiness until then. When I was 5 months pregnant and it was about time to find out the baby's gender, he started saying, "Hey, we're gonna find out soon, right?" Gender? Yeah, find out if it's a boy or a girl at your next checkup, will you? He seemed to really want a boy and said that. But I thought, as long as it's a healthy baby, whether it's a girl or a boy shouldn't matter. I simply thought so. But it seems my husband didn't think the same way. When my husband came home, I told him the results of the checkup. I found out the gender. "Oh, so it's a boy. It's a girl." I thought he would just laugh it off. But the reality was different. "What? Why is it a girl?" "What do you mean? I can't control that." "You're useless." "Useless? Do you want a boy that badly?" "Of course, who's gonna take care of us when we're old if it's not a boy?" "What?" "Girls get married off. If we don't have a boy, who's gonna take care of us in our old age?" That's what kids are for, right? To take care of their parents when they can't work anymore. There's no point in raising them if they won't support us. "What are you saying? Do you think of kids as tools for parents?" "Of course. That's what kids are for, to support their parents. A girl won't do." I was shocked. I never thought he would say such a thing. Children are born to be happy, not to live for their parents. That's what I believe. So I thought Michael thought the same. We don't need that. "What?" "We don't need a girl." "What?" I could tolerate his disappointment, but this was unacceptable. It was outrageous to hear his words. "You're joking, right?" "Why would you think it's a joke? I don't need a girl." "I thought the same when I found out our first two were girls." "That's how you felt." "That's why I'm saying we don't need that." "It's not a joke. I won't throw away a life that's been born." "Can't you listen to me?" "Yes, I can't listen to you on this." "Fine, I don't care then." Since then, my husband has become cold. He never was big on helping with housework, but everything changed once he found out our third child was also a girl. "Hey, I'm feeling heavy. Can you help out a bit?" "Are you kidding?" My husband didn't support me for every little thing. He started coming home late, as if he hated being at home. He even started treating our daughters coldly, and they began to avoid being near him. And then, not long after, my husband came home laughing and showed me an unbelievable paper. "What's this?" "A woman who can only give birth to girls can't even read, huh?" "If I'm not mistaken, this is a divorce paper, right?" "Yeah, that's right. It's a divorce paper, nationwide." "Why did you bring this?" "I want a divorce." "Why on earth a divorce? I'm carrying our third child, you know?" "Huh? I know. That's exactly why I'm telling you to divorce. I don't even want to see a girl." "How can you say that? It's your child, isn't it?" "I want a boy. To take care of me when he grows up." "How can you think of something so awful?" "Am I the awful one, or are you just clueless?" "I don't know about that." "Why suddenly like this? You never said anything like this before." "If you say so, I'll tell you. Actually, I have a mistress." My husband said this with a smug look, seemingly not thinking it's bad to be cheating. "And that mistress is pregnant with a boy." "What? Cheating is problematic enough, and now you say she's pregnant?" "Yeah, that's right. A female belly only brings future worries. Basically, you're useless." "Useless because I only have girls?" "That's right. That's why it's a divorce." "That's ridiculous." "It's not ridiculous at all. I've decided to live with her." "This is too terrible. Your child is in my belly." "I know that. But it's a girl, right? A girl is no good. I've said it many times. Children are not tools for parents to be looked after. Right? If you think so, then take all 3. Just don't cry when no one looks after you in your old age. Shocked by my husband's words, he pressed me to contact a lawyer for divorce. No matter what I said, his mind seemed to be made up. Thinking this, I agreed to our divorce. But a week later, I got a call from my mother-in-law. "Naomi, I was surprised to hear you decided to get divorced. Are you okay?" "I don't know what to do anymore. It's too much to think I have to raise 3 kids alone, especially with the third one on the way." "That's true. You don't have parents to rely on, do you? It must be tough." "I don't have parents. When I was young, my family was in an accident during an outing. I was the only miraculous survivor. So, I grew up in a facility and finally met my husband, Michael, and had a family to call my own. That's why I cherished our children and took care of Michael." "I'm sorry. My foolish son has done something unthinkable." My mother-in-law seemed genuinely pained. "It's not your fault. But it's going to be tough for you now. Listen, Naomi, if it's okay with you, would you let me take care of the grandchildren?" "What?" "Because you can't just leave the kids alone when you give birth, right? I'll help if you want." "Thank you so much." In truth, I thought of my in-laws as my real parents. Even when they scolded me, it felt comforting, like they were teaching me what I didn't know. The thought of parting from my mother-in-law due to divorce was painful. But she reached out to help me. So, I was able to give birth safely and started working for the sake of my children. Of course, my in-laws take care of the kids while I'm at work. After 6 months of this life getting on track, I went to the hospital for a baby checkup with my mother-in-law. Not expecting to meet Michael. "Oh, isn't that Michael?" My mother-in-law said that, holding my child's hand. "Look over there. He looks like a man tired of fighting, all slumped over." "Oh, you're right." The children, seeing their father Michael, hid behind my mother-in-law. "It's okay. Grandma will protect you." Saying that, my mother-in-law approached Michael. I followed, and when I approached and spoke to him, Michael looked at us with empty eyes. "Michael, what's wrong?" "Mom, you too? What are you doing here?" "Mia just gave birth." Mia is the woman who was Michael's mistress and now officially his wife. "Really, congratulations. Was it a boy?" "Yes. But it's no good." "No good? What do you mean?" "Because his legs." Michael said this and then held his head in his hands. "His legs are what? They're bent. He's defective. How can you say such a thing? If his legs are bent, he can't walk, can he? The doctor said it's congenital clubfoot." Calling him defective because of congenital clubfoot. He definitely can't walk. He's a child with a disability. What's the use in raising him if he can't take care of me in my old age? It'll just be a burden on me. Michael had left me because he wanted a son and not a daughter, and now he's saying even a son with a disability is no good. How selfish can one be? You were so happy about having a son, and now, just because he has a disability. I was happy when I heard it was a boy and thought I could finally relax. That's why I was there for the birth. You were there for the birth? You ran away from being there for me. So, he didn't want to be there because it was a girl. But when I saw the baby, how could I not be shocked? You fool! Children aren't your toys. A disability isn't something a child chooses to have. As a parent, you should accept and raise them properly. Taking care of a child like that will only be hard. It would have been better if it were a girl. How can you say that? Going through all this trouble and not being taken care of in old age, isn't that just my bad luck? Children aren't tools for parents' old age care. Look at yourself, you left home and do whatever you want, yet you talk selfishly. I'll take care of you properly. I'll put you in a nursing home, so don't worry. You fool! Is that what you call taking care of someone? If all you want in your old age is a nursing home, then having a disabled child shouldn't be a problem. It's not that, Mom. Before I can even think of a nursing home, I'll run out of money. With a child with such legs, I don't even know what I'm working for. You really are. Children are born to be happy. Parents should be thankful just for their children's smiles. Enough with the preaching. I'm scared of becoming unable to work. What will I do then if the child is a girl or disabled? That's why I needed a healthy boy. You mean, the reason for our divorce was because Naomi only had girls? That's why? Yes, that's right. Girls are no good, and neither are disabled ones. I must have raised you wrong. I never thought you'd turn out to be such a fool. I'm not wrong. It's Mia's fault for giving birth to such a monster. Don't you think there might be a problem with your own genes? My genes are fine. The 3 children over there are proof of that. In the end, it was Mia's genes that had the problem. I'm so unlucky. Naomi can only have girls, and Mia can only have disabled children. I'm speechless. Completely. I'm breaking up with Mia. What? I'll divorce her and remarry another woman. Yes, that's what I'll do. Then I'm sure to have a healthy boy. I can't believe it. Naomi, you did the right thing divorcing such a fool. Staying with him would have been meaningless. It would have only made the children unhappy. Yes, you're right. Hearing all this, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I didn't think he could be this terrible, but now I know breaking up was the right decision. Let's go to the baby checkup. I'm sure they'll say he's growing up healthy and strong. Yes. We left the scene. It seems things got pretty rough for Michael afterward. After all, he said such terrible things to Mia, who had just given birth. Mia. Michael, look at our baby. Isn't he just like an angel? His face is cute. Looks like you. I'm glad he was born healthy. Healthy? What are you talking about? What's healthy about this? Well, yes, he has a problem with his legs, but I'm sure he'll be cured. Cured? No way. Even if it's not possible now, treatment can start once he grows a bit. Then he can live without any major problems. Do you have any idea how much that's gonna cost? Raising children costs money, that's just how it is. If he could take care of me in the future, I wouldn't mind spending, but who knows how he'll turn out. He's not worth the investment. How can you say that in front of our child? What's a newborn gonna understand? If he gets what I'm saying, he must be a genius. This child has been hearing voices since he was in my belly. That means he can hear now. Even if he doesn't understand, he'll know you hate him. Really? Then maybe it's better if I'm not around. What do you mean? I want a divorce. What? Why, right after the birth of our child? It's your fault for giving birth to such a monster. I wanted a healthy boy, and you gave me a child with twisted legs. He's not a monster. He's adorable. To me, he looks like a monster. No matter how much we fix him, he won't be able to run properly. What kind of job can he get in the future? Physical labor is out of the question. Unless he's smart, but who knows? At least, being able to do a physically demanding job is the basis of life. Jobs are a long way off. I think the future is closer than you think. It's clear we think differently. Staying together is just tiring. No! This child was born out of our love. You can't just complain about his looks and demand a divorce. To raise this child, we need to work together as a couple. Then you shouldn't have given birth to such a monster. That's terrible. Anyway, I want a divorce. Please divorce me. No, I won't. We'll make this child happy. What about my happiness? My happiness hit rock bottom when he was born. Don't I have the right to be happy? Our happiness should be raising this child. That's your happiness, not mine. Aren't you a parent? I'll remarry a woman who can bear a healthy boy. What? You've been cheating? I'll start looking now. How could you? Betray me? You betrayed me first. I didn't betray you. You did. I wanted a healthy boy, and you gave me a disabled child. That's a huge betrayal. You can't predict what kind of child will be born. So, your genes are the problem. I don't plan to have children with you anymore. That's ridiculous. If we had a second child and it was a healthy boy, great. But the odds are low. My first wife only had girls. That means you'll only have disabled children. I don't want to gamble like that. What am I to you? What is marriage to you? To me, a woman is a tool to bear healthy boys. Marriage is a contract for that. That's the worst words I ever heard. I can't believe you. Now that you understand I'm the worst, you'll agree to a divorce, right? No, I won't divorce. I need your income to raise this child. I can't do it alone. If you won't divorce, I won't come home until you do. Michael said and left the hospital room. Afterward, the divorce talks continued, and Michael repeatedly left home, realizing they were at an impasse. Exhausted, Mia visited her mother-in-law. Please help me. She looked utterly drained and downcast. I happened to be visiting my in-laws, so it was my first meeting with the mistress. But I couldn't muster any hatred for her. Oh dear, what happened? Come in. Thank you. The baby in Mia's arms seemed to sleep peacefully and looked angelically adorable. Babies are cute no matter their circumstances. I thought and said, he's adorable. Who's this lady? That's Michael's first wife, Naomi. Mia was told when she realized I was the ex-wife. She widened her eyes in surprise. I'm so sorry. Truly sorry. For taking your husband away. That's probably why I'm suffering so much now. I did something terrible. No, it's okay. Don't bow like that. Besides, I don't hate you, and I think divorcing him was the right decision. Really? Yes, at first, I did resent and even curse you. But then, your child was born, and I happened to meet Michael at the hospital. Hearing what he said then, I realized that divorcing him was the right decision. That happened. Seeing Mia so worn out, I couldn't help but feel a kinship with her, also a victim of misfortune. And my anger rose even more towards Michael, who took women so lightly. Come in, the baby might catch a cold. Let's warm up inside and have something hot. Let me make it. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Mia went into the living room and laid her baby in the crib next to my daughter. They look like siblings when they're sleeping. Yes, they're half-siblings, aren't they? Hearing our easy conversation, Mia couldn't hold back her tears. Thank you for accepting me. I never thought Naomi would accept me. Well, Naomi is a big-hearted mom. Oh, and the older grandkids are out with Grandpa, so we can talk freely. That's a relief. Grandpa's hobby. We tried to lighten the mood with a bit of laughter to calm Mia's heart. My mother-in-law's warmth was deeply felt. It's hard to believe such a wonderful person could give birth to someone like Michael. So, what did you mean by asking for help? Well, Michael wants a divorce because our son has a disability. Did you ask why? Yes, he said it's because of our son's disability. What did you say? I said that children should be raised by both parents. And he didn't agree? No, he wants to divorce and remarry someone who can give him a healthy boy. Does he have someone in mind? No, he said he's going to look for someone. That's just foolish. But I don't want to divorce. It may sound selfish, but I need his income to raise our child. I understand, but that'll only make you and the child unhappy. But I want to show our child to a specialist when he's a bit older. We'll need his support for that. And if I become a single mom, it will be tough. Then, who'll look after the child? I'm not sure if any daycare would take my son. That's a valid concern. So, I think divorce is not an option. But Michael insists on it. That sounds like Michael. Only thinking of himself. But how will a child raised in such an environment turn out? Even if you don't know anything yet, what lies ahead? Is he providing financial support now? No, he hasn't even come home, let alone given any money. I see. After a brief silence, It was the mother-in-law who broke it. You really should divorce him. But growing up in such a situation isn't good for the child. For the child's sake, you should divorce. And it's not just about divorcing, let's get revenge. Revenge? Yes, including Naomi's frustration. Let's get revenge for both of you. How? Well, with an evil grin, my mother-in-law laid out her plan for revenge. Soon after, Michael was summoned to the in-laws' house under the pretext of enjoying his mother's cooking. It's been a while since I had Mom's cooking. Mia's terrible at cooking. Naomi was a bit better, but Mom's the best. Michael sounded happy, unaware of what awaited him. I could hear him from the next room where I was waiting. He entered the living room, puzzled to see no food on the table. Isn't it ready yet? Before that, there's someone I want you to meet. With that, Mia entered the living room. I stayed in the next room to hear Mia's performance. In the living room, Michael's surprised voice could be heard. Why is Mia here? I invited her. It's better to have a meal together, right? Mom, she won't listen to me. I don't want to eat with her. Naomi was better. She agreed divorce right away when I said I wanted to. Don't worry, Mia agreed to the divorce. Really? Yes, I've decided to divorce. That's different then. If you had told me, I would have brought the divorce papers. No need to worry. Here they are. Mom, you're always prepared. All I need to do is check it. Easy. Better do it before you change your mind. Yeah, Mom's always on my side. Michael signed happily, not knowing what was coming. Of course, Mia will be living with the baby. Mia will be the one who is living with your son. Originally, I didn't want such a monster anyway. I have no objections. Good. Then, how about paying a settlement of $30,000 and child support of $500 a month? Sign this agreement. You want a divorce to remarry, right? Paying child support is only natural. $500 a month is too much, isn't it? Not at all. The child needs treatment. You would have had to work for that treatment money if you lived together. And no time for affairs or remarriage. It's only natural. Be thankful. Now you can find a woman who can give you a healthy boy. That makes sense. If $500 a month makes that possible, no problem. But you have to pay in a lump sum. That's impossible. How much would that be? $6,000 a year, until the child graduates college. So, 24 years. He might not even go to college. In this day and age, everyone goes to college. It's almost certain he will. But what if he doesn't? If he doesn't, then just refund the money. Mia gets to keep the payments up until he turns 20, and then she can return the last 2 years' worth, $24,000. That sounds fair, doesn't it? Is that really possible? Mom's watching over everything, so it's fine. Well, if Mom says so. Then sign the agreement to pay Mia the child support and settlement. Okay, but I'll need to take out a loan from the bank, so it might take some time. That's understandable. Reluctantly, Michael signed the document. Great, now I'm free. I'll have some debt, but I can manage. My income isn't bad. Right. Mia's settled, so Naomi, come out here, please. When I entered from the next room, Michael was even more surprised. Why is Naomi here too? Don't be so shocked. Since you're paying Mia, you should also pay Naomi. It's only fair. But it's been a while since Naomi and I divorced. It hasn't even been a year yet. But Mom, Naomi should get $500 a month for each of the 3 kids. You're not saying that's also in one lump sum, are you? Of course it is. Naomi's raising 3 kids bound for college. $500 a month per child is the least you can do. Frankly, it's not even enough. There's no way I can borrow that much. Then find a way to borrow it. Why don't you lend me the money, Mom? What are you saying? There's no way I can lend you money. Your father and I won't be able to work much longer. Who's going to take care of us in our old age? I will. You're going to be busy repaying a huge debt. You won't have time to take care of us. We have to manage our own retirement. So don't worry about us. How am I supposed to manage my retirement? That's why I can't lend you money. The government says you need sufficient amount to retire comfortably, even with a pension. And with everything getting more expensive, we can't afford to waste a single penny. But what about my retirement? It's simple. You're going to remarry a woman who can bear healthy boys. You won't have anything to worry about in your old age. That's true, but I won't be able to live like this. Can't I at least stay in this house? No. Naomi and Mia will be living here. I plan to live happily surrounded by my 4 grandchildren. You being here would disrupt that plan. No way! Michael looked utterly shocked and dejected, a fitting punishment for taking women so lightly. I guess he got a punch for making fun of a woman. I thought it was just a glimpse. After taking out a loan of over $600,000, Michael was left working day and night to repay it. He was a mess, too busy to even think about a new woman. 20 years later, 4 adults cooperated to raise the children to the end. My daughters grew up healthy, caring for Mia's son like siblings. Mia's son, after receiving specialized medical care, is now living normally and even attending a prestigious college. Apparently, he knew his background, and now he's aiming to become a lawyer to help women in difficult situations. When Michael heard this, he suddenly showed up, thinking his son, now a law student, could take care of him. But the children, fully aware of his past actions, completely rejected him. He ended up living a lonely life in a shabby apartment. As for us, we continue our unusual communal life. We never expect the children to take care of us. We live happily as we are, always filled with laughter.